His MVP. Golf swung, right field. Forget about it. Rangers strike first. Goes after the first one. Drills a high fly ball. Left center field. This game is tied. From Javier. Seager hits a high fly ball. Deep right field. A bomb into first. One swing. Drive. It's tied. Seager smashes the ball. Down the line. Goodbye. Now Seager to right center field. Way back there. Gone again. Corey Seager does it again. It's Texas Rangers win the World Series. The Willie Mays Most Valuable Player Trophy presented by Chevrolet. Is there any doubt? Corey Seager.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of Right on Rangers Live. Coming at you, headed to the ninth inning. Rangers trailing. What's new? Trailing this one 3-2. My goodness. Oh, getting swept in Chicago. Did not have that one. Sorry about that. Did not have that one on my bingo card. Getting swept in Chicago. What's up, Brad? Thanks for hanging out, man. Hey, Osuna defense does look great so far. Osuna, it looks awesome so far. I mean, look, I know he hasn't gotten a hit yet. Maybe we're about to see walk-off Alejandro Osuna in his major league debut. Wouldn't that be something? But Osuna looks every bit as good as he was billed. Look, he was patient, OPS extremely high, both in AAA and in AA. He's a guy that can take walks. 19 pitches seen in his first 3 at-bats. Is that good? I mean, I think Alejandro Osuna is going to be a big-time piece for Texas down the stretch. I don't know how big of a runway he's going to get this year or not, but I do think he is going to be an important piece for years to come. I really do love everything about Alejandro Osuna's game. He's got speed. The glove is for real out there in the outfield. And I love the presence up at the plate. Patient. He's got power. I think that Alejandro Osuna has a bright future ahead of him. Really, really was excited last night when I saw that. I know that it happened after we got off the show, but was pumped when I saw that. Josh Young up to bat right now. Rangers down to their final 3 outs here. Cindy, we haven't lost yet, but it's getting close. Rangers down 3-2 in the top of the ninth. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Thank you so much. What's good, everybody on YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook. Appreciate all y'all. The at-bats, some of the at-bats today just have not looked great. Like Josh Young, what are we doing up here? Thank you for taking a time out, my friend. Josh Young just swinging at absolute crap. His first 2 pitches. You're down 0-2 already. Got to feel good for Will Venable beating his former team like this. Maybe he feels a little sorry for us. Maybe. Then again, he does have to coach the White Sox. And regardless of how this series is played out, the White Sox are not in an awesome spot right now. But Will Venable, wish him nothing but the best. I got to think he's probably enjoying this one a little bit. He does have his own little Soto shuffle, Alejandro Osuna. I like it. He plays with some swag. He plays with some energy and passion. He said that himself. I really am excited about Alejandro Osuna. And look, it could obviously go south really quick, but I just think you have got a lot of potential with this guy. Looks like we're going to get bailed out. Josh Young just got hit by a pitch right on the hand, man. I hope he's okay. They better make sure that it's not fractured before they leave him in the game. Like what they did with Jock Peterson yesterday, man. Did that hit him on the wrist guard, hopefully? Maybe that hit him on the wrist guard. It did. It hit him on the wrist guard. Okay. Jock Peterson needs one of those, man. All right, that'll work. Berger up to bat. Are we going to get a Berger bomb right here to take the lead? Man, I'm just going to speak anything I can into existence at this point. Berger, a 1-0 count, takes a ball outside. Of course, Berger, 115-mile-an-hour two-run blast, got the Rangers on the board. And those are the only runs the Rangers have scored. That Jake Berger blast, what was that, way back in like the second inning or third inning or something like that? It's been a while. It has been a while. Pitch number 3 incoming here. Berger up 2-0 in the count. And he's going to send a ball down the line. Ground ball. Josh Young cruises into third base, and the Rangers are in business. With Alejandro Osuna coming up to bat, the Rangers are in business. Hard ground ball down the line from who else but Jake Berger, man. I'm going to see the exit velocity on this one, but Berg has been on one since coming back from AAA. You got to love what you're seeing with Jake Berger. Got to love what you're seeing with Berg so far. I know I do. He has been great. Double. Runners on second and third. Osuna up right now. Beautiful. Let's see what he's got. Rangers have a real chance here. Look, we know how it can go. It's not a foregone conclusion. But if we could just be 1,000% real, there is zero excuse for not scoring this run. I'll knock on wood if y'all want me to. I'll knock on wood, but there is zero excuse for not scoring this run and tying the ball game. Let's see Osuna's first situational hitting moment. I mean, I look, I don't want to put too much pressure on the rookie. First situational hitting moment. Can he get a ball to the outfield here? Can he drive one deep? 0-1 count, fouls off the first. Takes a pitch right down the pipe. I don't know what he was looking for, but clearly maybe he was looking for some off speed there. Osuna quickly down 0-2. Come on, man. Give me something in the air here. Something in the air, please. 0-2 pitch incoming. Osuna is going to take that ball one. High fastball. And so we have 1-2. And Osuna is going to take ball 2. So a 2-2 count at this point. Runners on second and third. Rangers trying to tie this one up. They could take the lead if Osuna can drive this one and find some green grass. What a big spot. What a fun spot for the rookie to be in. Look, we're not going to put crazy pressure on the guy. He's not the reason we're losing this game. If anything, he's the reason it's not 4 or 5-2 right now with some of his stellar play in the outfield. If y'all didn't get a chance to see that, you got to check it out after the game. Osuna with an incredible catch in left field. He fouls off pitch number 5. Pitch number 6 incoming here. Strikes out swinging, man. Strikes out swinging. Alejandro Osuna, 25 pitches seen today. That's pretty impressive. 25 pitches in all of his plate appearances today. Look, you got to put the ball in play there. I'm not going to go off on the rookie, but you got to put the ball in play there. Osuna strikes out. Big strikeout. Rangers still in business. We need a ball in play. In play, please. Higgy up to bat right now. 1 out. Rangers have runners on second and third. If Higgy were to reach, we would see Adolis Garcia. Just looking to get a ball in play here to tie the game, please. Can we at least get this one to extra innings? Can we at least get this one to extras? Pitch 1, high off-speed pitch. Higgy is going to be in a 1-0 count. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Thank you so much. We'll get into our analysis in a little bit. I'm kind of white-knuckling this one just like you guys are if you're watching at home. So thanks for hanging with me. Pitch number 2. Hard ground ball. Whoa. Wow. Whoa. Thank you. The White Sox are so bad kicking the ball around, man. We got so lucky right there. Hard smash by Higgy to third base. He got a hold of it. Hard ground ball to third. Third baseman could not get a handle of it out of the glove. Josh Young was dead in the water. Josh Young was going to be dead in the water at the plate. Third baseman just couldn't get the ball out of his glove. He did, actually. He just couldn't get a handle on it. First baseman was off the bag. And so Higgy's safe at first. So we're going to have first and second now with 1 out still. And the Rangers have tied this ball game. You need breaks like this. Sometimes when you're going as bad as Texas is, we'll take the break. We will 100% take the break there. Dolly 0-1 just swung at a really bad pitch down low in the dirt. They ought to throw that pitch one more time. Just throw that pitch again to Dolly. I've said it before, with Adolis Garcia, I don't know why every single team isn't just throwing this guy junk on the outside. I don't know why every single pitcher in the game of baseball is not just throwing off-speed outside to both Marcus Semien and Adolis Garcia. 1-1 count, though. Dolly lays off. Let's see what we got here. Dolly, did he just get a hold of one? Gap shot, baby. Here we go. Are they going to get both? Here's the play at the plate. Safe. Adolis Garcia. Adolis Garcia. Give the man his flowers. Still say you trade him. I'm not backing down. But Adolis Garcia wins. Maybe not wins. I shouldn't go that far. He puts the Rangers in front. Puts the Rangers in front on a very healthy line drive to the left center gap. Adolis Garcia has the Rangers up 5-3. Love to see it. I'm shocked. That's the last thing that I had on my mind after that first swing by Adolis. Give him all the credit in the world. Let's see if Marcus Semien can tack on. He's going to miss a fastball middle high, and it's quickly an 0-1 count for Marcus. That's got to feel good for Adolis Garcia. That has got to feel good for Adolis, man. Look, I'll say it not as a way to ruin the moment, but I know there's going to be some people trying to clap back at me because of the video I put out a couple of days ago saying that we needed to trade him. I still feel exactly the same. Like, if Adolis Garcia goes on some monster heater, maybe I'll change my mind. Maybe. But for right now, I still say you got to trade Adolis. I love what he did in that at-bat. I know some people are going to say wrong time, but this is good. He hit a home run yesterday, a double today. Get the value a little bit up. That was another thing people told me. What are you going to get for Adolis? What are you going to get for Marcus Semien? Nobody is going to want them. I think there's going to be teams that want not necessarily Marcus Semien because of the contract, but there's going to be teams that want Adolis Garcia. Zach, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think you got to think about it a little bit differently if you're using this as a reason to keep Adolis. I am personally cheering for him to do as well as possible because I think they need to deal him at the deadline. I would love to see Adolis go on a not tear, but just like a reasonable, healthy, productive streak. And then you have some more value that you can get out of him. Marcus Semien going to strike out swinging here on a pitch that was far below the zone. Marcus Semien, baby. 1 for 3 on the day. Did have a single earlier on, but that was not a great at-bat with the runner in scoring position. Marcus, not a lot of good decision-making there. Swung at the pitch way down low to strike out. Missed pitch number 1 and 4. That's the thing with Marcus. Pitch 1 and 4 in that at-bat were both fastballs in the zone, and Semi fouls it off. That's a huge, to me, that is a huge problem right now with a lot of Rangers hitters, right? You're getting fastballs in the zone, and you're fouling them. You're not hitting them into fair territory. You're not driving them. You're fouling them off, and then you're swinging at the crap below the zone. Right? That's the problem. Marcus Semien, that at bat, it's kind of quintessential with quite a few Rangers players and what's happening right now with their approaches at the plate. They're missing the fastball. Adolis Garcia, huge hit. Love it. Love Dolly. Not at all have my mind changed about what the Rangers need to do with him. Haggerty's going to ground out to shortstop, and the Rangers are going to take a 5-3 lead to the bottom of the 9th inning. Improbable. I don't think a lot of us saw this coming. Good to see Dolly rolling. Good to see that chain bouncing around as he heads to second base, man. We haven't got to see that chain pop enough this season. I'm glad we're finally getting it. Look, Adolis Garcia, huge double. Give him all the flowers, all the respect, credit in the world for what he did in that AB. That is a clutch AB from Dolly. And I think at this point, you are going to take anything, any shred of positivity with how the Rangers series in Chicago has gone thus far. I mean, yeah, Brad, thank you, man. I know y'all are seeing what I'm seeing. Like, there's so many fastballs that are in the zone that we're fouling off or we're taking. That's the crazier part. There's so many fastballs that we're like just straight up taking. Robert Garcia, by the way, is on to close this one out. Brad, thank you. That's how I feel. Great hit. Love it. Some people are going to be sounding the trumpets. What? No, this is why you don't trade him. He's going to get hot. If he does, great. You've got a year and a half left of control over him. Deal him and get something good. You've got outfielders. You've got Alejandro Osuna. I know he didn't get a hit today. I think we can all agree he looked pretty good and comfortable up at the dish in a major league game. The dude saw 25 pitches in 4 plate appearances. Or was it 5 plate appearances? Let me see. He's 0 for 3 with the walk. So 4 plate appearances. Alejandro Osuna saw 25 pitches. Is that good? Over 6 pitches in AB. Is that good? Dude looks plenty comfortable up there at the plate. I think you got to feel really good about the outfielders that you have coming up. You've got Evan Carter in tow on the IL right now. I mean, look, Carter, Langford, Osuna in your outfield. Who does not feel good about that? Who doesn't feel good about Langford, Carter, Osuna in the outfield? I mean, again, Dolly, definitely a good, solid player. 2023, nobody's going to forget that. It hasn't been pretty the past 2 years as we get a little line drive down the line, and the White Sox are in business early here. No out double. Not what you wanted to see from Robert Garcia, who has been a little shaky of late. Robert Garcia has not felt nails as he did earlier on in the year. That's just gut feeling. I'm not saying that there's a lot of stats to back that up, but he's felt a little shaky of late. His last 3 outings, he has given up 2 earned runs against the Yankees, and his last outing against Houston, he did give up runs. So I'm not dreaming. He's been a little shaky of late. I can't agree right now with in terms of long-term prospects. Garcia might be better than Osuna right now in this moment. I don't disagree with that. Long-term, though, I like the upside of Osuna much better. And a big reason is the patience at the plate and the discipline and the vision that Adolis just does not have on a consistent basis. Glad that he got the hit. But long-term, I want to start developing Osuna if at all possible. And I do think his call-up, it might just be for a weekend, maybe. But I wonder if they're going to actually see if this could be the start of keeping him around potentially. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a little weak call-up and he goes back down after the Cardinals series or whenever Evan Carter comes back. Obviously, that could happen. 0-2, by the way, right now. We've got Sosa up to bat. Sosa had a nice hit yesterday, drove the ball almost out of the ballpark. So Garcia, be a little careful here, 0-2, please. Y'all, I think, remember what happened the last 0-2 we had with Paredes. Like, dude, what are we doing here? And he's going to get strike 3. It looks like, yes, he did go. Sosa retired, 1 out. That's a huge out. Looks like they were kind of going back and forth about whether it was a drop third strike or not. But Higgy holds on, and we've got 1 down now. Runner on second still. Runner on second. Not out of the woods yet, but with a 2-run lead, you got to feel pretty comfy. Wow. Not hard contact, but is that going to go down as a double? Wow, safe. And we got a 5-4 ball game. I don't know how Marcus Semien did not apply the out tag there. really felt like that was out. I mean, maybe they're going to review that. I don't know. It felt like Osuna, beautiful throw, beat the runner. I don't know if Simeon just whipped on the tag. Look, that's soft contact, 91 off the bat. That was a bouncing ball. Now he's safe. I saw that wrong, but Simeon might have just hurt himself. Osuna, that's just terrible. I mean, first pitch right over the plate. I really don't know what the strategy is there, but you're literally throwing an off-speed pitch right over the heart of the plate. I really don't get why. I mean, unless it's just a missed pitch, and maybe it is. But seriously. Oh, we got a pickoff. We got a pickoff. This is huge. This is huge. Wow, Robert Garcia gets the pickoff of Taylor. That is a big out. That's huge. Wow. That was much needed. I got to tell y'all, I had a pit in my stomach after that double. Look, Robert Garcia anticipates the potential steal, steps off, spins around, and they get Michael Taylor in a nice rundown, and the Rangers have 2 outs, nobody on. That is a game-saving play right there. Whoever put that on, whether that was coaches, whether that was Higgy, whether that was Robert Garcia, I mean, that was a game-saving play. I got to be honest. Like, I just don't know how this one goes if the Rangers don't get that pickoff. I did not feel awesome as things were unfolding. The two doubles in this inning by Robert Garcia, I didn't feel great, y'all, especially after they made it 5-4. Garcia 0-1 right now, and we've got Capra up to bat. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout today. 5-4 Rangers, nobody on, and now we got called strike 2 on a slider that just catches the bottom of the zone. Really nice pitch, good placement there from Garcia. Rangers are 1 strike away from salvaging a game in this series. Salvaging a game against the lowly White Sox. The 17-35 White Sox, man. Here's pitch number 3 incoming. Kind of a waste pitch. Maybe that one is to set up the backdoor slider, but that one was nowhere close. Change up down low for ball number 2 quickly follows. And so 2-2 count here to Capra. 2 out, nobody on. Last thing you want to do is walk this guy. I mean, look, Capra, you don't want to throw anything right down the pipe, but I mean, I don't want to say let Capra beat you and just throw it right down central, but you got to challenge a little bit here. You can't walk with 2 outs. See what we got here. Here's the pitch. Did he get that one? It's deep. Osuna stops, and that's a ball game. Wow, the Rangers end their 6-game losing streak. I thought Capra might have got that one. That was going. That was going places. It was so nice to see Alejandro Osuna stop on the track and start getting ready to catch that one. Off the bat, I thought to myself, is that gone? Are we about to see a tie game here? Thank goodness, man. That one died right before the fence. Osuna makes the final out. They win Alejandro Osuna's debut. Adolis Garcia got to be the hero in this one. He goes ahead and he hits the go-ahead double that puts the Rangers up 5-3. They do give up a run in the 9th inning, but Texas goes on to win this game 5-4. And in terms of the decisions, Armstrong picks up the win. He is now 2-1 on the season. Robert Garcia gets his 2nd save. Garcia's definitely looked a little bit off, I would say, his past 3 starts. I mean, look, he gets the save today, but look, against the Yankees and the Stros, now against the White Sox, he's looked a little shaky. Relievers sometimes have stretches like these. I hope he's maybe gotten past it, but right now, the Rangers bullpen, it holds. Like, yeah, Jackson, Latz, Armstrong, no earned runs. Jackson did give up a sacrifice fly from an inherited runner from Patrick Corbin. But beyond that, Latz, Armstrong, They all go scoreless. Robert Garcia gives up the run that makes it 5-4, but holds it down, gets the save, and the Rangers break their 6-game skid. Here we go. Finally, the Rangers get a win, man. It is about time. The comeback, Nate. The comeback, baby. I'm proud of Osuna today, too. I think we all were kind of commenting on Osuna's performance. Look, here's the reality. He looks comfy. I don't think anybody can deny dude looked pretty comfortable in almost every at-bat. I know he struck out. I know, what did he have today? 2 strikeouts, 1 strikeout. He had 1 strikeout today. Put the ball in play. And I definitely feel like at this point, one of the better eyes on the team already. I mean, it's not hard to do with how the Rangers have really struggled being patient and having good approaches up at the plate. Alejandro Osuna saw 25 pitches today. 25 pitches. I mean, look, you do the math on that. He had 4 plate appearances. He averaged over 6 pitches per plate appearance today. That's impressive. I've told y'all, I mean, I was always taught anytime you see 6 or more pitches in an at-bat, it's a quality at-bat. So he averaged pretty much a quality at-bat, a quality plate appearance every single time up. He did hit the ball hard on the ground. I want to say it was his 3rd plate appearance, 4th plate appearance. He struck out. That would have been a huge spot. I would have gotten hyped for that if he would have come through with a big knock there to put the Rangers ahead 4-3. That would have been sick in your major league debut to get the game-winning RBIs like that. But was not meant to be. But Osuna, you love what you see out in the field. I love what I saw up at the dish. He feels like he's ready. He did not look like, you guys remember, Foscue, even Blaine Krim, Davis Wenzel, all these guys from AAA coming up, they just didn't look comfortable up at the dish. Like, I know Blaine Krim, he had some walks that he worked here and there, but Foscue, you know, and then again, Wenzel, I mean, Dustin Harris, I actually think deserves a shot and hasn't really gotten a fair shake, an extended runway of playing time. I know that he was kind of waning a little bit before they sent him down, but they were playing Leote over him. That made no sense to me. But I won't get off on Dustin Harris. Let's keep it focused on Osuna. Osuna, unlike those other guys, looks comfortable. I didn't feel at all like he was over his skis, like he was just not ready for the moment. In fact, the exact opposite. I felt like this looks like a dude that's confident, has some swag, and has a little presence up there at the plate. Had a little bit of a Soto-esque little shuffle, taking balls up there. I love that. Love the passion, man. And he said before the game, that's what he plays with. He loves this game. He plays it with passion. Awesome. I really hope Osuna can stick around. I wonder if he's maybe only going to be around until Evan Carter comes back. So from that perspective, I hope that he has some productivity. He gets some knocks and he continues to have a high on-base OPS because I'd like him to stick around. I really feel like he is a guy that's potentially going to breathe some new life into this offense. I really love what I saw from Alejandro Osuna today. Travis, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. If you're still hanging out, like, this could be a game where maybe something sparks, something ignites. I know it's the White Sox. I totally get it. And I said this about Patrick Corbin, like today. Patrick Corbin almost throws a quality start. He goes 5 1/3, 3 earned runs. One of those runs was given up after he left the game by not Sean Armstrong, by Luke Jackson. Patrick Corbin is a gamer, dude. What a revelation. He was bad the past 3 years. The Rangers have helped turn Patrick Corbin into, I would almost say, on another team, a solid number 3 or number 4 starter. I know he's our 5th starter. Patrick Corbin is like solid 3 or 4 right now with how he's pitching. Like, the dude is money for 5 innings and no more than 3 earned runs. And in most cases, even better than that, right? I mean, today he almost throws the quality start. Patrick Corbin is money. 5 innings pitched, 3 earned runs or less. And from a 5th starter, Again, I want to make sure we frame this right and contextualize it appropriately. That's money. Anytime you can get 5 innings, 3 earned runs from a fifth starter, from your fifth starter in the rotation, that's money. Money in the bank. And you take it. And so from that angle, with Patrick Corbin being as late of a signing as he was during spring training, that's got to be one of the bright spots of the Rangers season. And I just want to make sure, I've said this so many different lives, but I don't want the Rangers pitching and how brilliant it's been to get lost because of how bad the offense has been. And the offense has not been great today. It really wasn't great today either, to be honest with you, until Adolis Garcia comes through with an incredibly clutch double. Was it 1 out at that point? 1 out or 2 outs? Either way, it's clutch, man. You're in the 9th inning, do or die time, baby. And Dolly comes through. Love it. But again, I don't want to see the starting pitching and some of these guys that are having career years. Nate Eovaldi is having a career year. There's no way around it. This is Nate Eovaldi's so far best season in the big leagues at age whatever he is, 35, 36. This is Nate Eovaldi's best year in the bigs. And we're not even giving it its fair amount of attention because of how putridly, awfully bad this offense has been. I'd never want to make sure we forget about those arms out there that are really keeping this season afloat. Seriously. So Patrick Corbin, outstanding. Tip of the cap to him. And now we hand it over to Jacob deGrom on Memorial Day tomorrow. Isn't that a great feeling? I know this is small and stupid, but I love when we get the Patrick Corbin win because you go into the next game knowing deGrom is on the bump. And that is beyond comforting to me. And you just feel like, yes, we can make this 2 in a row. Or if we've won 2 in a row after the Corbin start, we can make this 3 in a row. And then Evo pitches next. Look, with this offense, I know you can't, count it all up before it actually all happens and plays out. But I feel great going into the Blue Jay series with deGrom and Evo and Tyler Mahle starting things off. That's phenomenal. Feel a little bit interesting, or I should say, I feel a little bit nervous about the Cardinals series. The Cardinals are a great team, and you're going to have Jack Leiter, Patrick Corbin, and Jacob deGrom. I feel a little bit different about the Cardinals series. But with that being said, I definitely think that the Rangers have a great shot in the Blue Jay series. The offense was sorry today. Bo, yeah, I mean, look, I got to take the wins when they come. And I think one thing that I've always tried to stay true towards, look, there's always things we can criticize. And I'll probably get to that at some point in the show today. We definitely will comb through. We'll look at some box score. We'll look at some stat lines. But we got to celebrate the win today. I'm not going to be as quick to go to the offense today. I already said they weren't great through 8 innings. I mean, you had Jake Berger's home run literally as the only offense the entire game. But you know what? They wake up late, you score 5 runs, and the pitching is good enough to win you the game after that. So that's what I focus on today. Yes, the offense needs to be better, 100%, but they were good enough to get the win today. Unk, I'm with you. You would think, just like law of averages, that things would go well eventually for this Texas offense. Like, you would think some of these guys cannot be this bad for this long. 28 Relics, if you're still hanging out, man, thank you so much. Appreciate the comments. I am glad to see that we actually had a little late inning comeback as well. That pickoff was fire as well. That pickoff, man. That's a game saver right there. That pickoff, getting Taylor off second base, leaning to third there, that could be the game. Who knows what happens if we do not get that pickoff? That was a huge play. Absolutely. I hope that that's right. Raul, I'm with you. Not the best win, but a win is a win. And pretty good win in that the Rangers come back in the 9th. I will say that. Pretty solid win in that the Rangers make a nice comeback. They got a little bit fortunate on that Josh Young play at the plate. That would have been, you had a really hard ground ball hit to third, Higashioka, and it probably would have been out at the plate had the third baseman been able to get a good handle on it. I think he probably would have been out by a foot or two. I don't think it would have been a close play if that third baseman is able to get a good handle and toss it home. Looked like Young was kind of dead in the water. So we get a little fortune, but then there's nothing fortunate about that Adolis Garcia gap shot. Nothing fortunate about it. We keep going. Finally beat the White Sox, Diego. Yes, sir. I heard Seager is... Carson, what's good, man? I heard Seager is back for the J series. One of my guys in the Discord shared that with me. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but somebody told me that Corey Seager might be back for the J series. I was thinking Cardinals series at earliest, but I don't know. Seager nears return. Let's see here. Seager faced live pitching. He could return to Texas lineup as soon as next week. Maybe we get him back tomorrow. That would be crazy. Carter is going to need a rehab stint and is on a similar timeline as Corey Seager. Okay. So we're going to get Seager back before Carter. Beyond that, though, who knows? I definitely think you got to be careful with Corey Seager. I definitely think you got to be careful with them. Here's a RotoWire. Seager faced live pitching Saturday, expected to be activated during a homestand that begins Monday. So we're going to see him at some point in the homestand, basically. Okay, good, Frank. Thank you. Frank, are you confirming the Jays comment that I made? That he's coming back for the J series, or just that he'll be back during the homestand? Thanks, brother. Appreciate the comment. That would be sick if he's back tomorrow for Memorial Day. I would love that, man. I would absolutely love if he was back for Memorial Day tomorrow. That'd be killer. Absolutely. And the lineup is better with Seager, Bo. I mean, there's stats to back that up. This team is, like, the record-wise, is a playoff team with Corey Seager. I mean, just the winning percentage that they have with him versus without him this year alone. Absolutely. Let's see. Need Marcus to go on a 10-day IL. Look, he did have a hit today, but yeah, Marcus to me is just not quite right. I mean, on the double play that he had, the last two at-bats in particular were not great. You had Higgy take a leadoff walk. Doley struck out, I believe. And then Marcus Semien grounds into a double play. And I posted the game day, the pitch sequence. I mean, he swung at the first pitch. Marcus Semien, you're swinging at outside sinker, like on the black. Pitch one. You just can't convince me in that double play by Marcus Semien in the 7th inning. You can't convince me Marcus Semien is looking first pitch sinker on the outside black. And that's what we're all saying, like with the approaches. You just can't tell me Semien is sitting on that first pitch, which just makes me think the plate vision, the discipline, it's just not there right now for Marcus. And he's in the right place, hitting down at the bottom of the order. He is. It's unfortunate. We say this on the show so many times, but those spots find you. Like the RBI spots find you at some point in the game. And so Marcus, although mathematically going to be getting less at bats if they continue to play him in the 9-hole, the RBI spots are going to find Doley and they're going to find Simi, and Doley today takes advantage of it. It's about time. And Semien, they're going to continue to find him as well. I just hope Marcus can get that eye at the plate back. Again, on that double play in the second to last AB from Marcus, you can't tell me he's looking for sinker on the outside corner first pitch. You just can't tell me. 28 relics, I have no idea either, by the way. No idea either. Berger has been a bright spot, though, man, since coming back from AAA. Give Berger his love. Are you kidding me? 115 off the bat. Did y'all see O'Neal Cruz 122.5 mile an hour home run today? Hardest hit ball in the StatCast era. O'Neal Cruz for the Pirates. Somebody was talking about us going out and getting O'Neal Cruz. I wouldn't mind that, dude. 123 mile an hour home run. It's crazy. Crazy. We keep going. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. Thank you so much. Hey, Stadium Food Girl, thank you so much. Appreciate the follow. Thank you for the comments. We needed this dub. 1,000,000%. And now you got Jacob deGrom going into Memorial Day. You got to feel good. Like I said, I always feel great. We get the Patrick Corbin win. In this case, he doesn't get the official win, but look, was a big reason the Rangers did win this ball game, Patrick Corbin. Continue to got to give him his flowers, his love. He has been a revelation as a fifth starter for the Texas Rangers. So we get the Patrick Corbin win, and then we go into DeGrom Day. Love it. Skubal is top 3 pitcher in the league. For sure he is right now. I still would rather have DeGrom on the mound over Skubal, and you can call me a homer if you want, but I still trust Jacob deGrom in a Game 7 playoff game over Skubal, only because DeGrom's got the track record, but Skubal is incredible. I'm not trying to give any disrespect to Skubal, more giving respect to DeGrom and how great he is, but Skubal is 100% a top 3 pitcher. Absolutely. Bring CY out of the front office and back on the mound. I'm sure he wants to do that at some point, man. I'm sure he wants to do that at some times. Although the pitching's actually been pretty great. He's probably thinking I could swing a bat better than some of these dudes. Honestly, probably is what CY's thinking. Somebody says Evo over Skubal in a Game 7. Look, Homer, you see what I'm repping right now. You see the hat. You see the shirt. Duh. I'm taking Evo probably as well. I've seen Evo do it too many times in October, not even as a member of the Rangers, right? You've seen Evo do this with Boston multiple times. Evo is on a different level in the playoffs. And look, it's great to have a nice regular season, winning Cy Youngs, all that. But yeah, I probably do take Evo and DeGrom over Skubal, over a lot of pitchers at this point. There's really not a lot of pitchers that I'm taking over DeGrom and Evo in the playoffs, period. Period. It's a very, very short list, and I don't even know right now off the top of my head who those guys would be. Keep going. You were at the Rangers-Orioles game for the ALDS. The ovation he got. Absolutely. I got to say, Evo in the postseason, I don't know if I'm going to go best of all time, but I am going to say he is one of the best in recent memory for me. And Jacob deGrom, I know he hasn't gotten a ton of playoff opportunities. I would be willing to bet huge money that that dude pitches great in the playoffs. And I mean on the big stages. I think he has gotten some playoff moments. I'll try and look that up right now. What are Jacob deGrom's playoff stats? Just out of curiosity. We'll see what we can come up with. Raul, the Rangers definitely need relief pitchers. Look, Garcia, he got the save today. He's been shaky the last 3 starts. The last 3 relief appearances, he's been a little shaky. So getting Martin back is going to help. I still think you got to go out and you've got to get somebody else. Postseason pitching, Jacob deGrom. Postseason pitching. He has a 2.90 ERA in the postseason. Last time he was in the postseason was 2022, right before he signed with the Rangers. Before that, it was 2015. He did have a little bit of a rough start in the World Series back in 2015. That was Mets versus Kansas City Royals. But Jacob deGrom against the Dodgers, 13 innings, 2 earned runs. 7 innings, 2 earned runs against the Cubs in the NLCS. 6 innings, 2 earned runs against the Padres in the 22 wild card round. So Jacob deGrom, 2.90 ERA in the postseason. Is that good? Is that good? It's pretty good. You guessed the outcome of the series. Did I? I'll shoot. I'll take it. I'll take it, man. I did think that the Rangers, after losing game 1, I just wasn't going to be shocked if they lost the series. We've talked about this. It's just simple math. Like, you lose game 1 in a 3-game or even a 4-game series, it's just not likely you're going to go on to win the series. And that game 1, that Friday night loss was just so humiliating. And then Saturday, it got even worse with that 6th inning. I'm so glad they came out and won a ball game. So glad they came out and won a ball game, man. deGrom is painting this year. I mean, deGrom is just, I know this sounds stupid and like no duh, but he's just a pitcher, man. Like he isn't just throwing the ball up there as hard as he can like some guys in this league. The dude is an artist with the baseball, painting. deGrom, there's nobody that I want on the mound over him in a big game in the entire sport. I'll say that until he falls off a cliff, man. I will. There's nobody I want over deGrom in a big game. Skubal, whatever. I'd rather have deGrom. He's been doing it for longer. Skubal is obviously elite, one of the best pitchers in baseball. Give me deGrom over Skubal right now. Ricky, thanks for the follow, man. Appreciate it. JK, what's good? Yes, sir. Got the win. The Cubs and Dodgers were stacked that year, Thank you. Like even the Padres 2 years ago were stacked, right? That was Tatis. That was Manny Machado. The Padres 3 years ago when deGrom faced them in the 22 wild card round. And I think at that point in 22, wasn't it still do or die? Was it still do or die? Or did they actually, did they go to the 3-game set in 22? I forget when they made that switch. Maybe they already went to that one, but sure enough, in true Mets fashion, they actually lost that game in 22, 2-1. deGrom went 6 innings, gave up 2 earned runs with 8 Ks, and they lost 2-1. I mean, that's quintessential deGrom with the Mets at that point. deGrom gives up a run or 2 runs, and they lose. Keep going. 2 in a row, I definitely think is possible when you got Jacob deGrom on the bump tomorrow. A little bit of an early game tomorrow, by the way. Memorial Day, always fun, man. I love the holiday games like 4th of July, Memorial Day. I love when they play these holiday games during the day. It's a lot of fun. You just get to watch a ton of great baseball. I really hope that they do the military, the armed forces proud tomorrow. Obviously, Memorial Day, thinking about all those that have lost their lives serving our country. But I've always kind of done a little bit of each. You still take it as a day to thank and appreciate people that are currently willing to give up their lives for this country as well. But obviously more of a focus on those that have lost their lives and are no longer with us. Got to do those people proud tomorrow, Rangers. Come on now. I think you got to feel pretty good with Jacob deGrom out there with the baseball. If you can go to that game tomorrow, by the way, you live in DFW, there's no better way to spend Memorial Day than at the ballpark, man. You know they'll probably have a nice little tribute at the game. I would fully expect that. Get to watch that big American flag and Texas flag across the field before the game. Sing the national anthem. Sing God Bless America. I'm serious. There's not a lot of better ways to spend a Memorial Day than at a baseball game. We keep going. PTSD when someone mentions the pods. I was also at that no-hitter. Ooh. Not biased or anything at all. Yeah, I don't think saying deGrom is the guy you want more than anybody else in the league in a Game 7 is a hot take. You clearly don't respect Jacob deGrom enough if that's your take. I would just encourage you to go look at his accomplishments. The dude has won multiple Cy Youngs, Rookie of the Year, made the All-Star game a number of times, 2.90 ERA in the postseason. This isn't, I love Clayton Kershaw. Think he's a great dude. Pitches for the wrong team, unfortunately, but he's a Dallas-Fort Worth guy. We're not talking about a Clayton Kershaw that melts in the postseason. I know Kersh has had a few good starts in the postseason here and there, but you know what I mean. There are guys that are great in the regular season, and then they melt in the postseason. Jacob deGrom, 2.90 ERA in the postseason. Look, has only given up more than 2 runs one time in 6 starts in the postseason. I think I'm going to take that. I think I'm going with that. Skubal in the postseason, by the way, he has only pitched, I believe, 3 games. He started 3 games, and he has a 2.4 ERA. So, look, 1 year, though. Dude's pitched 1 year in the postseason, 3 games. It's a small body of work. Look, Jacob deGrom only has 6 or 7 starts as well. And we'll see what happens with the Tigers this year, whether they're able to sustain what they're doing or not, and Skubal makes it to the postseason. That's going to be interesting. But look, I'll take deGrom and the body of work. I know we've talked about deGrom a lot, but you know what? He's that good. He's worth talking about. Should have gotten swept? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He definitely should have gotten swept, but I should say we should have gotten swept. But you know what? We clutch up at the end and we get a little fortunate. I still wonder what happens if Josh Young gets thrown out at the plate like he probably should have on that ground ball by Higgy. We're just being real. Like, we celebrate the win. But I do wonder what happens if Josh Young gets thrown out there. How does that change the game? So we definitely get a little fortunate. We'll take it. That's the thing. Like, you know, when I clap back after the Rangers blow one, you know, everybody always gets on here and tells me excuses. And I clap back with, I'll call it like it is, man. Every single time. Like, the Rangers, they got a little fortunate in the 9th inning. You had a hard ground ball right at the third baseman. Easily could have been Josh Young out at the plate. And who knows what happens at that point. There's 2 outs and a runner on second, right? There's 2 outs and a runner on second at that point. I mean, you think Dolly maybe still comes up with that big knock, but that would have just tied the game. So who knows what happens if Josh Young is thrown out at the plate like he probably should have been. So I will absolutely say that out loud. The Rangers are fortunate that they got a little bit of poor play on the defensive side by the White Sox. Not the first time we've seen that this series, by the way. The White Sox were sloppy yesterday, and they were a little sloppy today when it mattered. And the Rangers will take it. Unk, I'm with you. There's 100-plus games. We ended the live because a couple people were accusing me of, like, always being negative. And look, my response, what am I supposed to be on a 6-game losing streak, right? We want sunshine and rainbows at a game 6 of a 6-game skid. There's not a lot of positivity to really talk about. That being said, I think I still found a couple of positives, even in yesterday's mess of a ball game. But it's hard talking about positive stuff when you're in a 6-game skid. So 100%, the perspective I shared yesterday after that awful game was there's 109 games now, 108 games left in the season. There's plenty of time to turn this around. You've got Corey Seager coming back soon. The Rangers are, I don't want to say infinitely better, but much better. At minimum, you can say that. Much better with Corey Seager in the lineup. You got Osuna, who I am very excited about. He's coming up at that point yesterday in the show. We didn't know if they were going to call up Osuna or Harris or whoever they were going to call up. We didn't know. Marcus Smith. We talked about Marcus Smith tearing the cover off the ball at AAA right now. He's a right fielder. The Rangers have so much outfield depth. It's crazy. You've got Marcus Smith, Dustin Harris, Alejandro Osuna, Carter, Langford. You've got 5 outfielders right there that are very, very good. It's another reason why I feel very comfortable letting Adolis Garcia go. We are in good hands in terms of the outfield. We have got a ton of good outfielders coming up that are going to be able to replicate the production that Adolis Garcia is giving us, and that will potentially lose by trading him. And I still stand by, regardless of the game winner today, you should try and get value out of Dolly. You have other holes that you need to fill on this team. Get a bullpen piece. You have to fix the bullpen before you get any thoughts of going on a deep run in October. I like Harris a lot, Unc. I like Harris a ton. Astros walked it off. That sucks. Same people who are mad at me for my comments are the same people who are stuck in 2023. Nate, thank you. Thank you. And this comes from two guys, because I know my boy Nate is the same way. I watch 2023 highlights. It feels like every other day. I love making that little rabbit hole trip all the way down the 2023 postseason, the ALDS, the wild card round. I love rewatching 2023 highlights. I do it almost anytime I'm in a bad mood, and it feels like it instantly cheers me up. Like, pro tip, if you're ever having a bad day, go watch the 2023 edits that people have put out. My boy Nate's got a couple awesome ones. Go check those out on his page on TikTok. He does some good work, man. I love Nate's videos. But go anywhere, YouTube. Just go to 2023 postseason Rangers edits. You will instantly feel better if you're having a bad day. 100%. So, look, this is coming from somebody that will 100% forever cherish 2023, but also understands this is a business. You can't hang on to Old Glory forever as the reason why you're not moving forward, if that makes sense. You can hang on to Old Glory. You can rewatch 2023 highlights as much as you want, and I watch them every other day. But in terms of moving forward, if you're just going to hang on to every single piece from that season and use that as an excuse to not make any tough decisions, I think that's going to stifle this organization. And I think that they're getting it. I think 2024, it was tough. You had all these heroes that you just couldn't really justify moving on from after 3 months of struggle. Now you had a full season 2024 that sucked. The beginning of 2025 has been okay. I don't want to say it sucked because the Rangers are 2 games under 500. That's not terrible. And I think the Rangers are now 2 games out of a playoff spot. Let me look that up, but I'm pretty sure 2 games out of a playoff spot. Look, Luca, Matthias, appreciate you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Sorry I missed your comment for a while. Thank you. I'm glad you're on the same page with DeGrom. And thank you for the respect. Right back at you. Somebody says they like Nate Eovaldi better than DeGrom in Game 7. Now that's a debate. Forget Tarek Skubal. That's a debate among Rangers Nation that I would actually love to hash out. I don't know if I need to make a video on this at some point. There's plenty of time. Maybe I'll put it on my board, ideas to work with over the summer. Y'all know how it is in the summertime. It gets a little slow. So maybe I'm going to throw that out there. Rangers Nation, who would you rather have, Evo or DeGrom in a Game 7 must-win, win or go home, do or die? That's actually a fun debate. Adolis Garcia not doing great, although he had the game winner today. He's not having a great year. Not having the worst year in the world, but not having an awesome year. Although today, big win for him. Hey, Eric, appreciate it. Got this from my wife about a month ago. It's on Fanatics right now. I need to get like a Fanatics code. So if y'all ever want to get anything, like I at least am getting a little bit of a kickback. Seriously, I need to get something. I need to get sponsored by Fanatics. I wear their stuff like every day. This is Fanatics. This is Fanatics. Look, if I'm shopping for anything Rangers gear, that's probably where I'm going. Although I do like Rally House. Sometimes they have some stuff that Fanatics doesn't have. But, I mean, look, Rally House, obviously a little bit more DFW based. But whenever I go back there, I always stop by that place. And they do have online, but, you know, it's a little tougher. Sometimes you got to pay a little more for the shipping, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to get off on that. But I definitely love collecting as much Rangers gear as I possibly can. 4-1 Edmonton. What are we doing? Stars, no. You were supposed to win today, just like the Rangers. Rangers have outscored the Stars today. That has not always happened. So at least we got the Rangers scoring more runs than the Stars today, though at this point, I wish that the Stars would have outscored the Rangers today. They'd be winning this game. Oh, yeah, the low profile. Although, Eric, Fanatics has come out with a lot more low profiles. I will say this, and I'm not going to bore you guys with hat stuff too much, but I feel like sometimes I get like different fits based on the hat. And then like some of the traditional hats, the fitted hats that I'll buy the same size every time. My only complaint about Fanatics is I will literally buy the same size, the same style, just a different hat, right? And it doesn't fit, or it fits weird or different. It's something that's frustrated me just a little bit, but I'll get over it. First world problems, as they say. But New Era is legit. New Era is absolutely legit. How is the best MLB team right now? Are you talking about the Rangers? I wouldn't say the Rangers are the best MLB team right now, but you know what? They have the potential to be. If they can figure out this offense. If they figure out this offense, they have the potential to be one of the top teams in the league. That's not a hot take. They absolutely do. I think you've got to add a bat. I think you've got to add a bullpen arm. You added Alejandro Osuna. I hope that they plan to keep him around. Looks very comfortable up at the plate. Looks very comfortable out in left field. I would love that. And then my thought would be, this is perfect scenario for me. Some of y'all might disagree, and that's okay. That's what I always say. Like, if you don't agree with something I say, you don't ever have to worry about me taking it personally. It's part of being a fan. We go back and forth with each other. We disagree on stuff. Some of the real ones that have been around with me forever, I know that y'all have not always agreed with stuff that I've said. But you know what? It's great. I love the debate. I love the back and forth. So hear me out on this. I would love for the Rangers to move forward this season. Osuna, Carter, Langford in the outfield. And I don't know what the best arrangement is. Feels like you probably want Carter in center field, and then maybe you move Osuna to right. I don't know who has a better arm between Osuna and Langford. I think that's probably the decision maker. Whoever's got the better arm, Osuna or Langford, you're going in right field. Whoever's got the worst arm between the two, left field. But Evan Carter, I think it's ideal having him in center. I think we've seen why. He's already had a few plays this year where you're like, yeah, that's a center fielder. I mean, Wyatt Langford, I think, could probably do it as well, but I like Evan Carter a little bit better in center. I would love for those three guys to be the guys the rest of the year. I think you can use Adolis Garcia to get a bullpen piece, kind of like what you did with Nate Lowe. You traded Nate Lowe straight up for a bullpen piece that's helping you this year. Robert Garcia has his flaws, but he has been a contributor this year. And who knows what else maybe the Rangers will wheel and deal this year, but I like potentially using Dolly to get a bullpen piece. Osuna was 0 for 3 with the walk. Saw 25 pitches. That's good, by the way. That's really good. 25 pitches, man. In your major league debut. And that's what he brings. A patient approach up at the plate. Sees a lot of pitches. Works the counts. From a young player, that's phenomenal. I definitely feel like, Jeff, you got a point too. I still say bring somebody from outside the organization, both offensively and pitching-wise, to the bullpen. But I think the Rangers have got some guys in AAA too. We talked about Curvelo. Dude's almost sporting an under 2, a sub 2 ERA, Curvelo, in the minor leagues. You've got some other guys down there. So I absolutely think that the Rangers can get better and will get better as the season goes on. Adding Corey Seager in this homestand is going to be phenomenally huge. Like, you will see the Rangers, I think, start to put together some better offensive performances just because Corey Seager is back in the lineup. Think about it. The Rangers have had many games, even over the 6-game losing streak, where it came down to one at bat, or it came down to 2 or 3 clutch spots and the Rangers couldn't come through, and it was the difference in the game. With the Yankees, y'all remember Josh Smith struck out in a big moment. I think that was on Wednesday or Thursday. Like, there were moments where the Rangers could have won some of these games, And you just got to think Corey Seager is going to come up in one of those spots and deliver, or he's going to deliver in another moment that pushes the Rangers to a lead. I think having Corey Seager back is going to go a long, long way. I really do. I appreciate all y'all hanging out, man. Thank you so much. Best trade scenario, Ryan, I kind of got into it a little bit. I think you got to trade Adolis Garcia. I would be trading Ezekiel Duran as well. Duran has club control till 2029. So you have 4 more years of control of Zeke Duran. I think there is value in that. I think that for Ezekiel Duran, there's not really an obvious spot for him. You've already got Josh Smith, Josh Young, Corey Seager, Marcus Semien, and we've talked about Simi, y'all. I know some of y'all want Simi DFA'd or Simi traded. It's so complicated with the contract. Simeon's going to be around. Maybe you can trade Semien when he's got less than 2 years left or less than a year left. Somebody is willing to pay, but nobody is going to want to take on that contract. So where does Duran play? Because then you've got Walcott coming up. You've got Justin Foscue, who can play a ton of different places in the infield. You've got these guys that are blocking Ezekiel Duran seemingly at every turn. I feel like they could have traded Ezekiel Duran 2 years ago. Last year, for sure, he went on a tear right before the deadline, hit like 6 home runs in AAA in 6 days or in 5 days. It was something crazy, and they held on to him. They actually called him up. I think they need to trade Duran. They need to trade Garcia. I think they probably need to consider trading John Gray. If it doesn't get better and you're not locked into a playoff spot, I know some of y'all are going to hate this. We're just talking a business perspective here. I think you got to take calls on Tyler Mahle. If you're locked into a playoff spot at the deadline, you don't trade Tyler Mahle. If it's 50-50, you take the phone calls. I don't want to see them do that. I hope that they have a great month and a half here or so before the deadline, so it doesn't even come to that. But if you're not locked into a playoff spot and it's even questionable whether or not you're going to make the playoffs at the trade deadline, you've got to at least take calls on Mahle. Mahle is on the last year of his deal, y'all, and he is pitching phenomenally. You could get some really nice pieces for Tyler Mahle. You could get probably a couple of very solid prospects for a half-season rental of Mahle. His value's never better. And look, if you're in the postseason, let's say the Rangers at the deadline are 5 games up on a playoff spot, even 3 to 4 games up, you don't trade Tyler Mahle. And I think, knowing CY, even if the Rangers are not that much locked into a playoff spot, I think he'll probably keep Tyler Mahle and buy around him. But my humble opinion, if you're 3 or 4 games out of a spot and it's the trade deadline, I think you trade Tyler Mahle. I think the Rangers could probably still make the playoffs without Tyler Mahle. You've got a number of guys. You've got, obviously, DeGrom. You've got Evo. I think Patrick Corbin is another guy you probably consider trading. John Gray, definitely. But you've got Rocker. You've got Leiter. You've got Bradford as well. You've got 5 starters right there. I know we maybe feel a little bit shaky about Leiter after yesterday. Maybe we feel a little bit shaky about Rocker. The reality is you've got DeGrom, Evo, Leiter, Rocker, Bradford. You've got 5 starters right there. You could technically do some trades and still probably be pretty competitive. So I think it depends on where the Rangers are at. If they're locked into a playoff spot, they probably still put a flyer out on John Gray, I would think. I think you're going to see the Rangers maybe trade John Gray or trade some of this starting pitching depth regardless, because like Zach said, the pitching is strong in the farm. I think you're going to have to get a little creative to improve the squad. The win feels great today, y'all, but let's not be fooled. They have holes that they need to fill. There's a lot of options. 28 Relics is perfectly said. There are a lot of options right now. A ton of options on the trade block. At the trade deadline, what you can do to make this team better. And even though it might seem counterproductive trading a Mahle, you could still make the playoffs without Mahle. I really do believe that. I know maybe that sounds crazy or hot take-ish to you. But I think you can still make the playoffs without Patrick Corbin. I think you can still make the playoffs without John Gray. We have starting pitching depth. You've got Bradford coming back, Leiter, Rocker. Maybe they're not bona fide aces right now, but it's okay to have Rocker and Leiter at the back end of your rotation. Maybe Bradford slots into that number 3 role. Maybe he goes ahead and he takes over for number 5 for Patrick Corbin if you deal a Corbin. Now, look, if you're dealing these guys and you're going to make the playoffs, strong preference, trade to the National League. I don't want to see Tyler Mahle in a playoff series. Not because I don't think that the Rangers could hit him, although this offense, I don't think that is like out of left field, but I just don't even want to have that prospect. I don't even want to get there. Maybe the Rangers would face Tyler Mahle in a playoff series and light him up. Who knows? But I'm preferably trying to trade to the National League with any of these trades. John Gray, Tyler Mahle, Adolis Garcia. The last thing you want to do is compete for a playoff spot and trade some of these guys to an AL competitor. You've got to send these guys to the National League if you possibly can. You've still got a pretty wide range there. Maybe you'll have to see them in the World Series if it gets that far, but I would much rather try and trade these guys to the National League, if at all possible. Keep going. Appreciate all the comments, by the way. Mahle over Rocker. Well, 100%. Like Mahle over Leiter. This year, Mahle over Leiter, Mahle over Rocker, Mahle over Corbin, Mahle over Gray, Mahle over Bradford. Like Mahle is the clear number 3. So, don't get it twisted. We don't think Tyler Mahle is trash that just needs to be discarded. What I am saying is Tyler Mahle could get you a very nice haul, and you could probably still be competitive without him. I don't think Tyler Mahle is the linchpin holding all this together. I think Tyler Mahle is a very nice piece that has been pitching outstanding this year, and the dude deserves a ton of respect and a ton of flowers, but I think you could still get a playoff spot without him. He's a number 3 starter. You've got starting pitching depth. I think it would be okay. Dolly, definitely. I think you definitely trade Adolis. Even if you're in a playoff spot, I think you can trade Adolis Garcia. For me, to keep Adolis, he would have to go on a monster tear in the month of June. Like 2023 ALCS mode activated for an entire month. And then I'm thinking, yeah, we might want to keep him. And I know some of y'all don't want to trade him. And I get it. I love Dolly. I think that some people get it confused. Like, if I want to trade somebody, if you want to trade somebody, you must hate them. That's not how I feel at all. I just kind of think in terms of how the general manager and the front offices think. You want to maximize value, stay relevant, continue to have a good, solid pipeline of prospects that can come up to the major leagues, because that has been an issue with Texas. You haven't seen the top prospects with frequency come up and be the answer. I mean, Wyatt Langford, Evan Carter, and then Jack Leiter, Kumar Rocker, potentially throw him in there. The Rangers need to get better at really developing the top prospects and having them come up and be potential, I would say, high-level contributors. I don't want to throw out all-star or, anything superstar crazy like that. Just high-quality contributors. And so I do want to see them think smartly when it comes to the trade deadline and giving up some of these guys to either get better in other areas or to improve the bullpen or to improve the prospects. I think that you can go a number of different directions. Thank you. 28 Relics. Appreciate the backup here. You've got so much depth in the outfield, right? You've got Osuna. You got Osuna, Carter, Langford, Harris. You got Marcus Smith absolutely mashing in AAA right now. You've got 5 outfielders right there. Plus, you've got Haggerty. I know Haggerty isn't like, getting anybody super, super jazzed, but you've got outfield depth. I think you could probably absorb Adolis Garcia in the 8 hole. Like, that's the other thing, too. He's hitting 8th right now. The writing is, I think, kind of on the wall. His clock is ticking. You're hitting 8th. Marcus Semien, I would say the same thing. if his contract wasn't such an albatross, but it is. Sebastian, I just don't think there's a spot for him, Jackson. I don't think it's gotten bad enough where we really need to start his clock. Walcott, I think, is a guy you definitely have in spring training again next year. Maybe if you're thinking about moving Corey Seager, you potentially give him an opportunity to make a starting role in 2026. I kind of see Walcott more coming up sometime after the season has started in 2026. Maybe it won't be until September. It really just depends on how things go with Corey Seager. I guess if things really get bad with Marcus Semien, I could see it, but I don't know. Appreciate the follows, by the way. Thank you, by the way, for everybody supporting the show. The comments, all y'all that have been watching since I went live an hour and 15 minutes ago. Look, the people that have shared the live, it means so much. I don't take anything for granted when it comes to the support. You guys have helped make the show bigger and bigger literally every single day. The show is getting a little bit bigger. The community we built here is getting a little bit bigger. And I just want to say thank you. And look, this summer, I did start up a little something. If you've been watching the show for a while and you really, really love what we're doing and you really, really appreciate the content we put out, you like what I'm building here, just started a real small way that people can give back if they feel so moved. And that is a $2.99 monthly subscription, TikTok, YouTube. And here's what it gets you. As the show gets bigger and bigger, we are going to do priority replies for anybody that's a subscriber. We've got a few of those in the chat right now. And those guys are awesome, by the way. And I'm also going to give you exclusive access to our Right on Rangers Discord. It's a private chat that we have going throughout the day, throughout each game, late into the night at times. It's been awesome. It really has been great. That Discord chat, I think, has been a super, super cool way to continue to build our community here. And look, if you feel moved, I would love if you consider subscribing. It supports me. It supports the channel. It supports the content I produce. A lot of what I do is always going to be free. Like the lives, the videos I put out, I'm still going to take time to reply and respond to people. So I don't want you to think we're selling out or anything like that. Really, the way I'm trying to frame it and the way I want you to think about it, if you're moved to support what we're doing here, you love the show, you love the channel, maybe you want to invest a little bit more and you want to take your support to the next level, this is a great way to do it. Hit that subscribe button right next to the chat. I would be so, so grateful if you consider it. But thank you also for your continued support in other ways. I don't take that for granted either. If you're on YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and drop the link in the chat. I think you have to copy and paste that into a browser. And then if you subscribe today, DM me and I will definitely get you guys the Discord link, get you set up in that way. Just dropped the link to join on YouTube, to become a member on YouTube in the chat. And then again, if you're on TikTok, go ahead and you tap that subscribe button right next to the chat box and we'll get you squared away. It'll be awesome. Thanks for considering it. Let's get back to the show. Appreciate y'all. So tomorrow, let's get into tomorrow's game. I think we've covered today enough. Look, box score, the things that jump out to me, Berger continuing to mash. Let's take a look at Jake Berger real quick. Jake Berger over his last 15 games, hitting .268 with an 847 OPS. That's the last 15 games. That's basically since he got called back up. So Berger with almost an 850 OPS in his last 15 games. That's above average, man. He's been one of our better hitters since getting recalled from AAA. So Berger, 100%. Love what I'm seeing from Berg. He went 2 for 4 today. Continued to punish his old team that drafted him. We also discussed some of the bottom of the order guys. We talked Marcus. We talked Doley, so I don't think we need to rehash on that. Higgy, it was good to see him coming through. I know he had a real hard hit in the bottom or top of the 9th inning. Got a little fortunate. His average in OPS is not looking pretty right now. In Jonah Heim, I got to say same thing as Jonah Heim's OPS dips below 700. That pinch hit performance was embarrassing. I know everybody has their bad days, but Jonah Heim, 3 straight pitches strike three, man. Like, dude, you're a pinch hitter. We're benching Josh Smith for you, and you strike out in 3 straight pitches. It wasn't Jonah Heim's best pinch hit performance. Pinch hitting's hard, and you're not going to get it right every time, but I feel like Josh Smith probably would have had a more competitive at bat there. That's just me. Haggerty. I know we talked about Haggerty already, or Swaggerty as I like to refer to him. He's dipping a little bit, y'all. 0 for 5 today, 678 OPS. Again, I'd really like to see when we get Evan Carter back. You roll with Carter, Osuna, and you roll with Langford. Maybe you move Adolis into the DH spot here and there, although the glove is great. So maybe you do a rotating for the DH. I think until you potentially move on from him, I don't think the Rangers are going to just bench Adolis. I do see them maybe keeping Osuna and just rotating it around. Left field, right field, DH, whatever the case may be. I think that's what I would do to continue Osuna's development. I don't know what else you really need to see from him in the minor leagues. The dude was rocking a 918 OPS in AAA. He killed it in AA. I think he's good to go. I don't know what else you really need to see from him. He saw 25 pitches today. I think he's pretty comfy. Osuna coming up is definitely big. I do think, JJ, it does make Dolly a little expendable if Osuna is playing well. I don't think that they're going to get rid of Adolis in May or next week or tomorrow. I think it's going to be closer to the deadline. But I think it absolutely could be the thing that pushes them to deal Adolis. Seeing Osuna come up and play well. We'll see what happens. We keep going. Appreciate all y'all. And look, we got tomorrow's game, a day game. And we're going to give you DeGrom's numbers against the Jays here in just a second. Let me go back to MLB.com, get the schedule going. Let's see. They need to figure out this lineup soon. Maybe we've been messing with it too much. I think they've tried to stay a little more consistent with the 28 relics. This is hilarious. When my kids make me mad, I watch Rangers highlights. I need to do that too when mine are giving me a hard time. Shoot. I do think, I know this comment was from a while ago, but I do think Seager might DH a little bit more initially now that Jock is out. I think that could be something. And so we'll see how they decide to handle that. But you got to feel pretty good with Josh Smith being the shortstop. So if Seager needs to DH a little bit more, no worries. Gio, if you're still hanging out, what's up, man? Finally, the Rangers have their second 9th inning comeback win of the year. Let's go. Let's go. All right. And then, by the way, in the bullpen, we talked about Latz and we talked about Cole Winn yesterday. If those guys could become bigger players in the bullpen, that would be huge. I still think, you bring up maybe a minor league guy, Crivello, with the 2 ERA, you go trade for somebody. It would really take things to the next level if Latz and if Winn could figure it out and be consistent contributors at the major league level. They've been doing pretty well in a limited sample size. Luke Jackson, not bad. I still say, y'all, your high leverage guys have to be able to get swings and misses. And Luke Jackson is just not that dude. He might be solid. I'm not saying he's trash in other spots, but you're bringing Luke Jackson into a game where you've got a runner on third base. And Luke Jackson, in my humble opinion, he's a pitch to contact guy more so than he is a swing and miss guy. The Rangers have got to have guys in the back end of the pen. And this is why I want them to go get somebody. They have to have guys that can get strikeouts. And Chris Martin, I think you could put in that category. Robert Garcia, I think you could put in that category. Jackson is just not a strikeout guy, in my humble opinion. And so I want to see the Rangers get more swing and miss in the bullpen. Jackson, thank you. Yes, at times it has been. Pitch to contact out of the yard for Luke Jackson. I just don't get the logic there. I know Boch is going to say he's a high leverage guy. When you've got one out runner on third, the guy you bring in has to be able to get a strikeout or induce extremely weak contact so you have a chance to throw out the runner at the plate. Bringing Luke Jackson in that spot, I know what Boch is going to say. It just befuddles me a little bit. Like, dude, you want somebody that can actually get strikeouts. Luke Jackson just does not strike me as that kind of guy. I'm going to get the stats up for you, and then we're going to move on to DeGrom tomorrow. But Luke Jackson in 16 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts. And this is a guy not even averaging a strikeout an inning. Like, you want to see your closer at least be over one strikeout an inning. Maybe he's got it in the tank, but it just hasn't been going great for him right now. But Luke Jackson, a 5.17 ERA. He's got 13 strikeouts, and he's got 9 walks. Like, that's not a great ratio either. You got 13 Ks, and you've got 9 free passes in your 16 innings of work. It's not great. It's not great. I want to see the Rangers get more swing and miss in the pen. That, I think, has to be the top priority if you're going out and looking for a bullpen piece. Now, around the league, we've got a number of games still going on. The Marlins, I think, finally ended the winning streak of the Los Angeles Angels, man. They were on a heater, like 7 in a row for the Angels. And the Marlins, of all teams, ended that streak. And they're actually beating LA again today. So I believe that LA, with a loss today, would be even with the Rangers for third place in the division. The Rangers are 2.5 games behind the Astros, and they are 4 games back of the Seattle Mariners, who lost their last 2 games, but are playing the Washington Nationals coming up next. Toronto, just to give you a heads up on them, identical record with the Rangers, 25, actually identical in that they're 2 games under 500 like the Rangers, but the Blue Jays are 25-27. Rangers are 26-28. The Blue Jays have lost their last 3 games. So they must have just gotten swept. So maybe we're playing the Blue Jays at a decent time right now. The Blue Jays looks like they lost today to the Tampa Bay Rays. So the Tampa Bay Rays just swept the Blue Jays. Appreciate the follow, by the way. FSU, thank you. Appreciate that. So we've got a team coming into Arlington that just got kicked around a little bit by Tampa Bay in Florida. Now they travel again to Arlington. So this has been a little bit of a long road trip for them. And the Rangers get a win today. They have DeGrom going tomorrow. It feels like a decent time to run into Toronto. Look, we had struggles against Toronto last year. I'm not going to consider it money in the bank, but I like the way that this is playing itself out. You got Toronto coming off a bad series with Tampa Bay on the road again now, and the Rangers have one of, if not the best pitcher in baseball on the bump tomorrow in Jacob DeGrom. Love it. Kevin Gausman's pitching tomorrow. Or Gausman, I forget how exactly you pronounce it. Yeah, we've had a couple of decent games off of him, though. And there are some players that have hit him decent. Look, beyond, I want to say, I wonder what Corey Seager's numbers are. I forget. There was somebody, I remember when I was making all those reels betting on the games last year, somebody really lit it up against Gausman, but I don't know who it was. Maybe it was Corey Seager. Heim, Garcia, Barnhart, and Simeon have all homered off Gausman in their careers. We've got Garcia with 4 RBI and 13 at-bats, 750 OPS. Heim has, Marcus Simeon, 754 OPS against Gausman lifetime. Barnhart, man, dude rakes off of Gausman. Maybe we need to get Barnhart in the game tomorrow. Seriously, dude's got a 1222 OPS against Gausman. Tucker Barnhart. It might be Tucker Barnhart day. Although with DeGrom pitching, I wonder if they'll probably go Jonah Heim. That makes sense, right? Jonah Heim, I think, has caught Jacob DeGrom on a number of occasions. So we'll see what happens there. Seager's coming back this week, Michael. Don't know if it's going to be tomorrow. Don't know if it's going to be at some point in the Jays series. I would love for me to get that notification. Seager is activated for today's game, Memorial Day. Seager's batting 500 off Gausman. That's what I thought. I knew there was one player in the Rangers system, in the Rangers lineup, that just absolutely rakes off Gossman. I didn't think it was Tucker Barnhart, but lo and behold, but Corey Seager with a 500 average against Gossman makes a lot of sense. I remember somebody just crushes this dude in this lineup. Hopefully Seager is back tomorrow. If he's not, I'm going to try not to get too disappointed, but nevertheless. All right, y'all. Hey, Reverence, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. By the way, DeGrom against Toronto. Vladdy is 1 for 3 in his career. Santander 0 for 3. Stefanik 0 for 1. Varsho 0 for 1. So the Blue Jays have a combined 8 ABs against DeGrom lifetime. Small sample size, so a lot of guys are going to be facing DeGrom for the first time. Bichette has not faced DeGrom. Springer has never faced DeGrom. Sanchez not faced DeGrom. Kirk has not faced DeGrom. So a lot of the big names in the Jays lineup have never seen Jacob DeGrom. We'll see what happens. Appreciate all y'all hanging out. We are going to be back tomorrow, probably during the 8th or 9th inning, kind of like what we did today. That's kind of been our rhythm almost all year. Go live in the 8th, go live in the 9th, finish it out, give you a little live color commentary, and then get into our analysis post-game. So, a lot of good things today. Alejandro Osuna, healthy debut, draws a walk, 7-pitch walk in his first plate appearance as a major leaguer. Did not get that first major league hit today. You got to think it's coming. Great plate discipline. Made a potentially a game-saving play out in left field, diving forward for a little Texas leaguer that was sinking quick. Love what we saw out of him. And then also we had Patrick Corbin throwing yet another very, very solid game. Bullpen did well to hold the lead when they needed to. Got a little scary at the end with Robert Garcia, but they get the job done. Garcia records his second save of the year. Sean Armstrong lucks out and gets the win. So we're on to tomorrow. Memorial Day. Remember, think about all those that served our country and gave up their lives doing so. Thank somebody that's currently willing to give up their lives for you right now that's serving in the armed forces. It's going to be a great day tomorrow. And it would be even better if the Rangers can make it 2 in a row. Be even better. Appreciate all y'all. And thank you, by the way, for everybody that followed, everybody that liked the show, shared it with somebody, that commented today, both on YouTube, X, Instagram, and then also on TikTok. Appreciate you guys. Consider a subscription if you want to support the channel even more. $2.99 a month. We'll get you into that private Discord. We'll also give you the priority replies during our lives and on all the videos that we post right by that chat box. If you want to subscribe, appreciate you guys. I will get you set up. DM me right after the show, and I can get you into that Discord chat. It's a ton of fun. YouTube, same thing. I will drop the comment. I'll drop the link one more time for y'all. Thanks for considering it. But like I said before, any support is valuable support to me. Just watching right now, you're supporting the show, and that means a lot. Thank you. Love y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. Hope we have another Rangers win to talk about. That would be clutch. Hope you guys have a great Memorial Day. Enjoy the day off. Hopefully a lot of y'all get to kick back and watch some baseball. I'm sure some of y'all got to work, but definitely hope you'll join us again tomorrow afternoon, early evening, and throughout the J series. It's going to be great. And as I always say to end every show, God bless and go Rangers.